This is Sports Dynasty.
Nice. Yes. I love the blooper. Yes. This is the AFC East Shakedown. We have every Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome, guys. Welcome, Bills Mafia. Whatever you Dolphins fan call yourselves, whatever you Jets fans call yourselves, and New England Patriots fans. And all welcome. Have a lot to talk about from a very interesting week 4 of the NFL season. About a quarter of the season is finally done. The month of September gone. So let's bring in the rest of the crew, which unfortunately is only one more. We wishing Captain D well. He was in Florida through all the madness is going on down there with the hurricane. So God bless him. All right. Now let's bring in Sir Tommy.
What up? Hello, what up? Get me on that Patriots side. There we go. Back to the best side of football.
Yeah, blah, blah. How are you doing today, sir?
Good, man. One more day for Sunday, until Sunday football. So, it's good. It's good. Can't complain. 3-1. I know you guys are not too happy, but I told you, Juan, last week when we talked, we said this, that you guys would be fighters. You'd have a fighting chance, a boxer's chance, whatever, a swinger's, puncher's chance, and you did. And it's how it works, man. Yeah.
We'll have some words on.
But I don't think you were that upset. You seemed all right on Facebook for a little bit. I mean,
there may have been a third-party source of liquid that may or may not have influenced my.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Some, a little something. So,
a little something.
Or 8 of those somethings. But anyway, with that being said, again, dang. No Jets fan again. I guess that's never going to be a thing. Huh?
No Jets content, guys. He's just the question mark. He's the.
So in the intro, you see it on the background right now.
Yeah. I mean, listen, guy, if you're hiding somewhere in the dark behind a building or in a trash can, wherever you're at, come on out, man. Come on out. Talk to us. Join the program, right? We're not mean guys, right? Come on, Jets guy. Let's take the trash bag off the head. Let's join up with Mafia Sports Report, Sports Dynasty Podcast, Captain D. Let's do this, man. Come on. What is going on? We got to do this every season now with the question mark guy, but I don't know what to tell you guys. I guess they're just that's Jets fans. I don't know. Prove me wrong.
I think I'm the only person that's okay with the setup, though.
Yeah, eventually it's just going to become just that. I mean, we'll just have to ask the question mark guy and get no answers back. Yeah, nice. And then
we have a mute button right there.
Oh, 2 for 2.
I'm sorry about that.
This dude is so damn gross.
I'm so sorry. Oh my God, allergies are killing me right now.
You're not gonna tell me you don't feel it coming 2 seconds. Right here.
It's coming again.
Jesus Lord. Anyway, there's a reason why he sneezes, because we're about to talk about that Jets game.
And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Oh, hey-o.
Oh my God. All right. Go ahead.
You're all right.
Maybe
you're
we
all
should
right,
talk
Trevor.
about Jets then.
Yeah, it's obvious. It ain't going too well for Trevor.
Yeah. But they're coming off of a win from last week, so I guess you can't talk that much crap. The Jets came out of that Pittsburgh Steelers game in whatever they call it now.
In Acra Shore Stadium.
I'm gonna call it Heinz Field. I don't care.
It's Heinz Field.
Yeah.
That's what I grew up with. So
yeah, I'm the same way. I don't even know the stadium name. I'll be honest with you. So I will. Same with Bill Stadium. Like we were always like the Rich or the Ralph, and when they named it like New Era, and now it's Highmark. Like I don't even call it that, bro. Nobody.
Y'all will forever always be Ralph Wilson Stadium to me.
Ralph or the Rich, yeah, it's same thing. But yeah, we like all the other crap is no bueno. I wish they would just. Honestly, I was cool when they had it one year. Bill Stadium. I was cool with that.
Cool.
I was like, yeah, that's right. You know what I mean? Steeler Stadium. Like, do you really need to have some funky sponsorship? But there's a lot of money behind it. You know, owners ain't passing that up, bro.
No, I wouldn't even.
Yeah. So they get out of Heinz Field with a 24-20 victory. Zach Wilson made his season debut.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily playing the absolute best, but played good enough to get the victory and actually caught a touchdown pass in
early on. Yep.
Yeah, early on. Yes, he did. But hilariously enough, that's not the biggest news of that game.
No, it's not, because our best friend, Mr. Trubisky, inevitably happened. He got benched for the hometown hero, Kenny Pickett.
And I swear to everything, I think I called this on the AFC preview show. I think I said by week 4, he's finally going to get benched for the trash can that he is. But
yeah, man, it's horrible. But Kenny Pickett didn't play that bad. I mean, the 3 interceptions, let's be honest, none of them were his fault. The last interception was a Hail Mary. That's bound to happen. And then the 2 other interceptions that he threw were because his receivers didn't know how to play football. Like miscommunication on the route and picked off. But other than that, he played very well. Both defenses played really good. Unfortunately, it's just bad quarterback play from Pittsburgh in the first half of the game ultimately ended them. They still had just to win the game, just on playing on all cylinders right now. Best game they played all season. This very, very
kind of a common thing I hear of whoever played Pittsburgh.
Yeah, so that is true. Yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, the Jets just got to win. They're 2-2.
Yeah, Sauce Gardner, I guess you could probably start calling him that because he actually been playing very well. I think outside of one game.
Yeah.
Out of one game, he's playing very well. So, again, the Jets GM, to me, the MVP of the entire team so far, accumulating that talent. I'm still a little iffy on the head coach. I still got to see more before I give a real opinion on him. The same thing with the quarterback is the first game. I mean, he played okay, I guess. Pittsburgh is usually a very formidable opponent, especially on defense against Mike Tomlin. But you guys will have – that's your problem this Sunday coming up.
Yeah. Really
so, I mean – we'll see more about Jets. That's why we're talking more about Pittsburgh, because they're the bigger story of this game and moving forward versus the Jets. It's like, okay, you played against garbage Pittsburgh. That's nice. You know what I'm saying? But at least they'll have a much tougher, although they're hobbled on their own, a much tougher test this week coming up against the Miami Dolphins.
You could argue that both of the Jets wins this season came for more of Cleveland and Pittsburgh just being that bad on that particular day. Well, for Cleveland, literally the last
minute and change, yes.
Minute 57 seconds. But hey, a win's a win in this league. You can't hate on it unless you're the Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts. But
we're in a good coming Let's not bring that crap in here.
Yeah, that garbage. But good for them. Jets 2-2. They have Miami coming up.
Coming at home.
I gotta lie to you. We'll get some more of the predictions later, but for me and Tommy, in the last couple of weeks, we went through the schedule, how brutal it was. And hey, they got 2 wins out of that brutal schedule. Still, any Sunday, so can't get mad at it.
100%.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Well, listen, the Browns win that should have been a loss. Let's be real, but a win's a win. I'm not gonna.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't take away a win, but I mean they should be 1-3, but they're 2-2. They are where they're at. I still think they're a bad team. I still don't like Zach Wilson. Even when he had this opening touchdown pass that he caught, his numbers ultimately were not very good. 18 of 36, 252, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, quarterback rating of 59. I mean, that is really bad. And then the Steelers, I know you guys don't like Trubisky too much, but I don't know if it's really his. That offense is bad, bro. That offensive line is not the greatest. They're like in the middle of the pack at best. He went 7 of 13, 84 yards, 6.5 on the average. with 1 interception. Now, Kenny Pickett came in 10 of 13, but 3 of those incompletes were interceptions, and a quarterback rating of 65. I will say this. It's Mike Tomlin, and it was a smart decision to do what they did now because they're not going. They're not going. Yeah, they're not going anywhere this season. So why not go ahead and make the change now? Not just because I don't think Pickett's going to come in and like get wins necessarily, but maybe he'll get his feet wet now early on into, so you can see what you got going into next season. He'll get familiar with his OC. He'll get familiar with his teammates, all that other stuff. He'll get valuable reps. So I don't think it's a bad decision. Now, it may be a bad decision to start him against us his first game. That's probably not the smartest thing, but it is what it is. I mean, they're going to lose either way. So why not, I guess, throw the guy in the fire and see what he has. So that's what he's going to do. And what I do like about Pickett's game so far, though he has to be careful, is he does give his receivers a chance for the ball. So he'll throw those passes that are 50-50, but that can get you in trouble against a better defense. And then you're talking. So last week, 3 interceptions, right? And the Jets are good defense, but they're still not the best defense in the league or top 5, right? Top 10. They're close. I think, what are they right now? Top 10, maybe? They're zooming around there, maybe. I would say around the 10 range.
They're zooming around the middle of the pack, like 16, 15.
Okay, so they're middle. Yeah, so they've had games where they played okay, and they have some playmakers, right? But they're not, the Buffalo Bills on playmakers, right? So you got to be real careful because the problem is turnovers can lead into an ugly game real quick, and that's not where he wants to be, right? So like, let's say 3 interceptions. And mind you, he came in what quarter? Second quarter? Something like that? Third quarter? That's a lot, bro. That's a lot. Now he has to play a full game, right? That 3 can easily be 4, 5, and it gets really bad from there. So he has to really dial it back a little bit. But he's going to go through his bumps and bruises. It's going to happen. And if you made this change, all I got to say is you got to stick with the kid now. You can't do the musical chair quarterback thing like the Dolphins did, right? So, you just can't do that. You got to leave him in the rest of the season, let him take his bumps and bruises, bro. So, this is a real test coming up for him. That's all I can say. But for the Jets, 2-2, hey, I thought they would be 1-3 at this point. So, I was close. The Browns messed that up.
100%. Hopefully you sound better now. I just noticed my mic wasn't even the main thing. Freaking ridiculous.
Oh my God. Shame on you, man.
Oh my gosh, bro. Son told me, look, Juan, go look. All right. And I did. Thank you. All right.
Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so that's all we have to say about that from, I guess. Like I said, there's a lot more news for the Pittsburgh side than the Jets side because we need a little bit more information. But I mean, this is an AFC show, so we can't talk about Pittsburgh all that much. Yeah, true. So we're about to move on to well, we already talked about the Miami Dolphins game last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did on the last week.
We did, but we didn't get because it was a Thursday, but we didn't get Curtis. So you guys want to hear a little bit of Curtis?
Yeah, let's do that right now.
All right, go ahead. You got that.
100.
Let me know when you're ready.
Yep. Right now.
Is this thing working? Tommy, is this thing working? Just kidding. Sorry, I had bossy chops after yesterday leaving me with the Go Bills thing. Cincy, Dolphins, last week. It's either going to be an amazing moment for the 2022 season where the Dolphins win the next 4 games or majority of the next 4 games. And then Tua comes back at some point, healthy, of course, to lead this team to at least second in the division. Or it's going to be the moment where hope kind of went out the door. And it's going to be like degrees between this as well because Dolphins could win the next couple of games and it could end up being Tua is not able to return this year. Or he might even retire. He's looking at outside specialists. So the game itself, Bengals really were struggling early. Dolphins had the big drop by Edmonds for a touchdown. Waddle had 2 drops going in for another red zone. And then Tua was injured. But it looked like the Dolphins had the edge. And they were actually holding their own without Tua. Unfortunately, Howard went down and got beat on that long fly route. And then he was on the sidelines, and then it fell apart. Joe Cool just started picking us apart, and unfortunately, Teddy Bridgewater threw the pick. But that game was in our hands. The Dolphins were so close to being 4-0, and it was way beyond what I anticipated. I thought, going into the 5th week against the Jets, maybe 2-2. That'd have been good 2-2. But 4-0 would have been mind-blowing. But 3-1 is still great. But we had them there. It came down to the injury. And really, Teddy just making that mistake at the end. But I didn't even think it really mattered. I thought even without Teddy throwing that interception, I felt like the Bengals were able to do what they wanted. The secondary was just so decimated. But Bengals, man, as much as I feel bad for Tua right now, Burrow's going to join them soon. You can't – I don't know how they can treat this kid the way they do. He's heading on that direction of luck 2.0. So Bengals got their win going against the Ravens. Dolphins lost their quarterback, and it might be a long time. I'm really getting that feel. So it can really – there's so many outcomes from this moment. It could be serious adversity overcome, or it could just be too much adversity and collapse the whole season, and maybe more. Because when you look at the way the team's built over the next couple of years, they've used up a lot of picks. Guys are going to be going into their next contracts. And they lost picks because of the Ross deal. They've really got a 2-year window. And if they don't make hay over the next 4 weeks, it's saying that there's a lot of rot at the very foundation of this team. And so the Bengals game, it's hard to really wrap it up and see what the ramifications are until we see the next couple of weeks. But, that's my take on that. And, we'll see.
He says something that really interested me. A 2-year window, he said. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I can see the optimism right there, especially how the optimism, but I'm not gonna lie to you. You still don't. There's still a question mark on quarterback. The quarterback who, let's be honest, they've been desperately trying to get rid of. They've tried to find ways to get rid of him. Now they're stuck with him. Now this injury happens to him. You may not even have him at all. So it's like, what's your answer at quarterback? Because Teddy Bridgewater is not the answer to quarterback for the Dolphins, unless you're gonna be able to get a quarterback in the draft next year or something like that. I don't see how that's gonna work right now. But 2 years, no, maybe 5, maybe if they continue the direction, going the right direction. But 2 years, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't. Hey, Juan, by the way, I put the new clip of course.
Gotcha.
So you have it now. All right. Yeah, so we went over that Bengals Dolphin game last week. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Tua. It is, but I don't think Tua and Bridgewater are so far off from each other. Like Bridgewater and Tua are very good, accurate passers. Like Bridgewater is up there in the mid 60s. I think it's 64% career, 65. That's really, really good. I mean, that's Tua's around 67. I mean, there's not that much of a drop off. Now, the one thing I will say is Tua probably at this point of his career maybe has a little bit better of an arm. He has also maybe a little bit more familiar with the offense at this point. But I don't think it's going to be that crazy of a drop off for the Dolphins. They still got 2 big weapons, right? And they still got a pretty decent defense. So we'll see, but it is interesting to see what happens with Tua because they may have to go back and draft a quarterback next season, depending on how, Tua can respond to this concussion. And even if he comes back, are they comfortable with him now moving forward? Like, because he's an injury guy, man. He's just not he's been like that since high school. So can you rely on him as a franchise quarterback, not just this season, right? Maybe he can get it done this season, maybe get them in playoffs, but what about next season, season after, right? And then you're just wasting picks away when you could have got a quarterback, right? So I don't know. Dolphins really have a lot of thinking to do, man.
Yeah, that's why I asked the question when he said the window part. I'm like, are they really at their window, or do they still? Because they, like you said, they still have more work to do in this team.
Yeah,
It's
I
not just
agree.
the quarterback too. The
2
line
years
isn't
now.
still together. They can't run the football to save their lives still.
Right.
Mind you, they have a system that's supposed to make that easier for them. They've been bottom of the league from that all the entire way so far. So it's
They
like
lost a lot of picks too.
window, and I'm losing a lot of players. I mean, that's a common theme for this whole damn season for everybody. Everybody got like 16 players in their injury report every week at this point. But like, still, like this team, and then the cherry to put it on top, you guys are in the same division. So what window do they really have? Even though they do have the win against you, but like, what window do they get? Right? Like,
yeah,
what
it
window
is
do they
what it
really
is.
have? Like,
I'm not like I hate the excuse thing, but you gotta still take in consideration who you had on the field that day. So I'll just leave it at that, and it is what it is. And they got the W, but I can't wait to like see them again. You know what I mean? Where hopefully both teams are good to go, and we can find out like who the real team is when they're both at their best. That's all I wanted. But it is what it is. No excuse. They got the job done, man. But anyways,
100%.
I think they just have a huge question mark with two. Like that's the biggest question mark. And then they got to start really building their team with running back, offensive line. Like there's a lot of stuff they got to figure out. And I don't know. We'll see. I'm not a Dolphin fan. Obviously, I don't follow them. So Curtis knows, and if he says that, then he probably knows best.
I guess,
right?
Yeah, I guess. I just see on the outside. Then he also mentioned the fact that they got in trouble so many times, and there might be something incoming for all we know for them.
Yeah, you never know.
Further put them back. That's why that window part. I'm not entirely sure. That's factual.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, the window could be not. It could be smaller. I have no idea. They if I'm the coach there, you got to really start thinking about just sometimes you got to just blow things up, man. And it's, I'm not saying get rid of everybody. Like you got Hill, you got your receivers intact.
Yes.
But I think they got to almost think of it like starting from scratch in a way. Now you get a quarterback. Now you got your two receivers. Now you build the O-line, maybe go get some free agents, spend a little money there. You know what I mean? Draft a running back. They're not that far away if they do the right things. But I think if they stick with Tua, that will be their downfall, in my opinion, because they're going to be missing out on quarterbacks in the draft, and they'll wind up doing the dumb thing like the Colts do and get like a veteran quarterback, right? And then go, down that road like the Colts are going right now, which is not a good road to go down.
Really good example.
Great example.
And they might have put their money in the worst paces too. Like they're paying one of their highest paid, if not their highest paid player, is a guard. You know what I mean?
Right.
As good as he is, it's just nah. Like how that's helping you now. They have one of the worst lines in the league, actually.
It's crazy. I didn't think it would be that bad. Be that bad. They were supposed to be a little better, but
mind you, we're talking about a team who's 3-1 right now. And people are probably watching this looking like, well, y'all talking about them like they got to start over. Like, what do you mean?
They're
they're 3-1, but we'll see if we have the same sentiment in early December if they still have a good
exactly.
record.
It's a long stretch, man. It's a long lot of games left, man. Shit, Buffalo started one time 4-0. I remember that. I think we won one more game that season or something like that. Something crazy. Like, so it's not how you start, it's how you finish, man. How you finish your race. And
that's
like last season is a great example, to be honest with you, because Buffalo had a tough little middle part of that stretch, right? And then we got ourselves in a little tiny hole, but Bills fans were freaking out. And then we kind of went on that little roll and won the division. So it's how you finish. The last 5 games, I think we won 5 in a row, and we just won the AFC East. We just got that home field advantage, which is a big deal. You guys know that. Like, so anything can happen down the stretch, man. It's really not how you start. You know what I mean? It's fun when you start off 3-0, 3-1, 4-0. Like, it's awesome. You feel good, but you also got to really look at the big picture and look at your team at a whole. And I think some fans like don't, you know what I mean? Like some fans don't really want to see that, like the bad, like, I don't know. It just, there's a lot of teams out there right now, like that have decent records, but you could tell they're going to have a problem going down the stretch.
Chicago.
Dolphins are one of them. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Giants.
Yeah. Giants. Perfect example. So that ain't going to last. I promise you, but it feels good. I'm happy for Dable. I'm happy for the Giants, but that's not going to, that won't continue. I
love that he commented on the Giants and not on the Bears, though. You see that? You hear that? You see that?
I don't know too much about the Bears, but I can tell you, I don't like Justin Fields at all.
We don't need to know anything about the Bears. We know they suck.
Yeah, I think they got to move on. Like that's a, you know what? I know we're getting off topic, but I think sometimes teams are a little scared to move on from a rookie quarterback they drafted. I give Arizona credit when they drop Josh Rosen early. Like a lot of teams won't do that. You know what I mean? It's risky. It is, but
you know what's funny though that you say that?
You got to do it sometimes.
In Chicago's case, the GM who drafted Justin Fields isn't there anymore. So hello. You can,
so
you can more than likely trade this dude for.
It's not your pick.
Because he
get what you can.
The upside factor. So,
right.
Like, it's not
get
the same
what you can.
What the hell?
Look at the one guy, rest in peace, but the guy that played for Washington. That guy.
Oh, Dwayne Haskins. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, kind of a perfect example, right? Like now they didn't stick with him long. I think it was 2 seasons, and they got rid of him.
Yeah, rid of him.
You know what I mean? So like Chicago, what is Justin Fields on his 2nd season now, I believe.
Yeah.
So like if you're gonna do it, do it. Get what you can now and draft another one, man. It's not a big deal. Like I don't think it's that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Especially when you're kind of like a rebuilding kind of team. Anyways, you're not really like there yet.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just say, you know what, didn't work out. Let's get what we can and try it again. But teams now, they don't always think that way, man. I don't know why, but they don't.
And I think that's what cost a lot of those GMs their jobs. It's better to get out of it quick. And if when it's obvious, just get out of it quick, then do it too late. If
it's obvious. Now, like if you see though, like some quarterbacks start not to, like Josh Allen didn't have a great rookie season. Thank God we didn't have a GM. They're like, oh, he's terrible. But you saw glimpses, and that's all it takes. You know what I mean? Okay, I see it, but we got to do this, or we got to, build around him. We got to get his mechanics right. But I think he could do that. But there's some quarterbacks I think they're bad. They're just bad. You got to admit it. Yeah, you got to just say, man, ooh. It's just not working. And there's been quarterbacks in the NFL throughout the history. We know this. Ryan Leaf, right? Achilles Smith. I mean, there's so many. I'm sure I'm missing a whole bunch.
We're gonna be here for hours if we try to.
Yeah, that were right. That just and bro, some of these teams stuck with them a long time. And look, that put them back. If they would have just said, you know what, not good, not working. Who knows where they would have been? You never know, but they didn't. So I just think there's a lot of quarterbacks. There's a lot of actually decent quarterbacks that you could still get in 2nd or 3rd round that are coming out. Why not? Why not just go ahead and make the move, man? But whatever, that's their problem. Like Zach Wilson's going to be interesting to me. Like that's another guy. I'm like, if he doesn't do good this season, like he continues to struggle. Because that what he did last week that's not a good performance. That's terrible. If he continues to play like that throughout the season, and let's say he gets hurt again, even like Jets really got to think about moving on. You got to. Now that's 2 seasons in a row. He's played still like, bad football, got hurt again, like Jets. Come on, you got to make a move eventually. So I don't know. That's why I think like even you guys, like Mac Jones is interesting to me too. It's like, bro, Patriots, what are you going to do here? Is that really what you want? You know what I mean? Do you want, is your offense going to be built around Mac Jones, or do you want to go get a quarterback that can lead his team? Like a real true leader, Tom Brady, whatever. But my thing is the way the football is going right now, headed, pocket passers are like, it's like very rare. They're not exist. They're like dinosaurs, right? Like they're pretty. That part of that is done. You need a mobile quarterback. You got to get a guy that can move around the pocket a little bit. I mean, look at Tua, for instance. He is considered a pocket passer, and he's getting destroyed. Matt Ryan, pocket passer. He is getting lit up, man.
That's a literal dinosaur, man.
Yeah, and he's a real dinosaur, but that's because of his age. But that's it. He's the last of the breed, man. So I don't know. You guys also got to start, I think, in my opinion, really figure out what you're going to do there. Like,
unless he's already in the depth chart, by the name of, Bailey Zappi. Let's choose this as a good time to that 425 game at Lambeau Field. New England Patriots, unfortunately, in our case, getting that L, an overtime loss to the Green Bay Packers, 27-24 game-winning field goal.
What a game.
Take it away, bro. Oh, well, no, we're supposed to flip over. My bad. Tommy, you can go first because you got to go.
Yeah, no, what really, man, a dogfight there. I thought the game would be low scoring, though. Remember, we did talk about that. I didn't think it would be 27-24. I think I said 24-21 was my prediction. I'm pretty sure I did. So it's kind of close. And I did tell you the Patriots touchdown will come from defense. Remember? I said, watch, if they do score a touchdown, it'll be defensive touchdown. And sure enough, there was a defensive touchdown against Aaron Rodgers, which I think it was only the second time in Green Bay that he had an interception for a touchdown. So that was impressive. So your defense is still bringing it, though. Listen, the Packers offense isn't that special either, though. So I want to get too caught up in the defense, though. You guys came to play, and you guys do that under Belichick all the time. So I'm not going to take that away from you. Zappi came in for Hoyer, who got hurt. 10 of 15, 99 yards. Let's see here. 1 touchdown, 107 rating. That's a really solid game. It's not bad. Now, obviously, you want to get better yards than that. When did he come in? The third quarter, guys? Because I didn't watch the whole game. Second quarter?
Like first quarter. After the first drive.
99 yards. That's it. Okay, so that has to pick up, clearly. But he only had 15 attempts, so it wasn't like they were throwing a lot, it seems like. You guys had Harris for 86 yards. What is going on with Stevenson? I guess when he goes to you guys, I'm going to ask that because it seems like you guys should be using him more. Though you ran him 14 times. That's kind of a lot. 18 times for Harris. Both are averaging 4.8, 4.7 in that game. That's good. Your receivers, now here's your problem. 3 catches, 46 yards, 2 catches, 24, 2 catches, 20. That's bad. Your receivers, I don't know what it is. If you're passing, a receiver's just not getting the opportunity. But anyways, I thought you guys hung in there. I thought Green Bay would win regardless at home, and I thought it would be close, and that's what happened. So that I give you guys credit, but 1-3 is a bad start. Bad start to the season. That is not good. And the Jets ahead of you is embarrassing. I mean, God, guys, I'm sorry, but that's bad. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know if you noticed, we're not sitting here freaking out. Well, go ahead.
No, there's no need to.
I mean, when Hoyer went down, but Hoyer's first drive was a really decent drive with the go 3-0. They ran the ball well. Especially, it's pretty much running back by committee with Harris and Stevenson. And they were pretty much going with the high hand for the most of the third quarter. But for the overall, they ran the ball very well. The line was blocking very well. Cole Strahan had another great game too. So he's probably kind of proving us wrong about what the pick though. But
who wrong?
Who I'm talking about?
We didn't talk about him. Everybody else did.
I'm talking about as far as the fan base itself. Because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of people are upset. But he's been playing well. They've been opening the holes for him, and they've been running the ball very well. Now, regarding receiving, I mean, they kind of didn't have to throw the ball too much because of how well they run the ball against Green Bay. And that Green Bay, and don't be wrong, their defense played well as well. But I think they wanted to take as much time away from Aaron Rodgers off the field, so this control everything. But they did a pretty good job overall. We just couldn't get it done. Especially on plays where again you can't hold Aaron Rodgers out for too long. He found mismatches against us. Miles Bryant was getting cooked the entire game. But
can I sorry to cut you off? Can I ask you a question? In that game, I saw a part where Belichick was pissed about something. What was that about? It was towards the end of the game. he was livid like with the refs.
Oh, that was
what was that? Because I didn't catch it, like what happened. It was right at the end. It was like
I know you're talking about. I just don't remember.
Or overtime, possibly. Like he was heated about something. I don't remember what it was. All right, I was just curious because he was giving it to the ref.
I remember that happening.
I think it was something about the play clock. That's what I think it was, but I don't remember exactly because again, I wasn't necessarily what's the word I can use? Fully conscious at the time. I had to do an extra watch so I can prepare for today because I completely freaking forgot. And then and what's it called? NFL Plus now, whatever the fuck. You get the condensed games, so they call that stuff out. That's why I don't remember.
Okay.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Sorry, Trevor.
Okay, so the reason why Zappy is actually Zappy. I can't believe that. I've been saying.
Is that what they call him, Zappy or Zap?
Apparently, his name is actually Zappy. The E for once isn't silent. Don't you love this English?
Wow.
I'm calling him Zap. I don't care.
It sounds a lot better. But that's a grown man's name. I'm gonna call the grown man's name his name. You know what I mean? He's Zappy.
Is he a rookie this season?
Yes, he's a rookie. He is a fourth round rookie. Well, he's the third string quarterback usually, right? And when your second string, who's supposed to start, doesn't finish the game, you kind of not gonna open up your playbook because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So that's probably why he only threw the ball right there because we're not trying to mess this up.
Makes a lot of sense.
The running backs played exceptionally well, and to answer your question about touches, let's give you some little bit more stats. Harris had 19 touches. That includes receiving, right? Ramondre Stevenson had, including targets, he had the same amount of touches at 19. Why? Ramondre Stevenson has something called hands. He can catch the football. Damian Harris cannot. So they split Stevenson's touches between the receiving and the rushing game, which is why he has a little bit less touches on running the football, but has more receiving. Plus, at this point, in my opinion, still, even though Stevenson is the more explosive back, in my opinion, I don't think he's a better runner than Harris is at this moment in time. I do think it's going to change by the end of the year, and Stevenson is going to take over all the snaps because Damian Harris, I believe, is a free agent, and I doubt he's getting signed back in the team anyway. So, I think.
What about your tight? What about the tight ends? Because I know, like, your offense typically is a running tight end kind of offense.
I like that. Yeah.
Henry's been kind of quiet this season, correct?
For this season, this is on Patricia, but not necessarily to destroy him, even though I would love to have the hands to destroy him. The scheme kind of changed a little bit to the point where they're actually block a little bit more than they probably should at this point, especially since there's a specific person on the offensive line who, when we do our awards, I will destroy him then. So I will wait for the awards in order to completely answer your question about the tight ends. But they blocked a little bit more. And the mishandling of Jonnu Smith, I don't know what the hell to tell you about that, man. It's just a thing that Patriots do. They sign someone, don't know how to use them. Remember Scott Chandler?
I'm Scott Chandler.
In 2015, how decent he was for you guys, Buffalo. And for some reason, in New England, he just forgot how to catch a football and couldn't play. I don't know what it is about this team where there's just certain players who don't do what they're capable of doing. And I think Jonnu Smith is just that at this point. I think we can label that, stamp it as a failed signing at this point in time. They just don't know how to use him, which makes no sense because he'll be a great move tight end, which is something that you think they would need, right? But they're dodo brains. I don't know what to tell you, man. So that's the story on half of your tight end question. But running the football was exceptionally good. Like you said, they averaged almost 5 yards to carry per play, right? When it comes to running the football, it was great. Defensively, rookie Jack Jones, he's looking like the J.C. Jackson replacement. And when it comes to getting turnovers, that's what he likes to do. That's what he does apparently, and he's the one that caught that big assist and left. He's the one that forced fumbles and does him.
That forced fumble he had early in the game actually because honestly speaking, when they were driving down the field, I'm thinking, all right, fine, we missed a chance and trying to put points on the board, but we ended up, it was a 3-0. I believe it was a 3-0 after that. And then
what's going on, Apex? How you doing?
That's Mikey. That's my co-host.
Mikey.
And then two plays later, 2 plays later, I'm getting the forced fumble and really giving us the ball back in our own in territory. I'm like, that to me, that changed the momentum right there. That's I'm thinking to myself, yeah, we can actually pull this off, or it may be ugly win, but the defense came to play.
And it's a really good thing. Because now that it seems like the rookie 2 corners, the Jones duo, we'll call them, off the draft class, starting to pick up their stride, which will probably mean for the Patriots that trash bastard Miles Bryant may not see the field anymore. Yes. Now that the rookies are looking like they're getting their stride down. Marcus Jones is the other rookie. He's the one that's going to start returning, it looks like, and has some decent returns, looking more dynamic, looking has something called speed, but this team still needs at this point in time. They're getting that. So now the rookies are finally getting their stride. That bastard may not play anymore, which will make the defense, the secondary, infinitely better.
To answer your question, Tommy, you mentioned like far as receiving, Tyquan Thornton, one of our rookie receivers who had a collarbone injury early in the year, he's been cleared to play tomorrow. So that's going to be,
which I believe, had the fastest 40 time in the draft class.
Yeah.
Unofficially, he had the fastest in history, but they remember how the clocks were all type of messed up. Like they didn't know how to time it. I don't remember that during the whole 40 time bull crap. But yeah, officially no, but unofficially he had the fastest ever.
So hopefully, especially with Billy Zappi, have some type. We'll see how you go. I'm just really excited to see how he plays tomorrow, but we'll get to that.
If you're talking for Scott, if you're talking about Captain not being here, we're still in the process of seeing what's going on for the hurricane down in Florida. So when he gets situated, he'll be 100% back. Now, if you're talking about, we haven't talked about Miami yet. We did kinda last week. Remember they had the
Curtis had a little video clip we did. Curtis, yeah. And I have another one later, Scott, that he's going to do on the preview of the Jets Dolphin game coming up.
Yeah. So sorry, what?
Yeah, so that should definitely open up the field a little bit more, stretching the field a little bit. But other than that, I'm actually though we lost, I was very pleased with what I've seen from the team overall.
Yeah, the end of the game was expected, where they just stalled for the rest of the fourth quarter. Like, you got a third string. Well, like, he's gonna make plays for you. If he was gonna make plays, then we have a real quarterback controversy in the hands. If he's gonna play plays against Green Bay at Lambeau and win the game for them, that's Mac Jones has never done that yet. So that would have been crazy. We would have had something to talk about. So it's us losing the way we lost at the end, not being able to move the ball anymore after the third quarter was entirely expected. That's why it doesn't really piss me off like that.
Yeah,
not bad. It just got already. We're starting to give us what we need to hear. We're looking pretty decent. Look, I mean, I won't go that far yet, but we're definitely getting better.
They're fighters, man.
And who someone show up after losing? That's funny.
Hey, we have. So I've been there, done that. So I'm not gonna talk too much trash on them.
Yeah, so we'll talk a little bit about more of what we think for New England when we're doing the Detroit and New England game coming up later. So we have one more game to talk about, which is a much better game to talk about now. That Bills game, man. That little rainstorm down in M&T Bank Stadium. Buffalo game-winning field goal, 23-20 victory over the Baltimore Ravens. So much for that, little double-digit win you talked about last week. So much for that.
I've been so off on my predictions the last 2 weeks. I was on the first two. I was awesome. Everyone's like, man, Tommy just knows football. And now it's like, Tommy, I don't know. So yeah, they've been bad predictions. It is what it is.
The NFL today, man. The NFL today lately has been just wacky. Like,
I guess I forget. I'm always avoiding the injuries too. You know what I mean? And that does take a big part of, if you really look at the first two games, and I'm not saying like the last two weren't good opponents. I'm just saying like the first two, at least the first 1.5 or so, we had a full lineup. Everybody was healthy, except for obviously Trey White is not back yet, but still we were looking sharp early on. But once, your guys start falling like flies, it's kind of hard to keep that going with second stringers, and then second string guys go down. Now you got third string guys going in there, right? So like you said, your zappy guys, your third string quarterback. So it's just like any position too, though. You got a backup safety. or backup corner. Now he's hurt. Now you got to have
everything that you're saying right now.
Yeah, weather too. I sometimes, man, I get caught up in the emotion. That's the way it is. Listen, I'm not putting bets on it. I ain't losing money over but I picked right. But
100%,
it is what
100%.
it is. It is what it is.
This is why my score was pretty close. I had the wrong team, but I had the score pretty close because that weather aspect. Remember, your team is as of late is kind of famous for not playing very well when Mother Nature rears her ugly head. You know what I mean? Sometimes,
except one thing that did twist, and I agree with you in a sense is, and I said this the last 2 seasons was our team wasn't built to play in Buffalo, right? Mm-hmm. Which is it was a fair comment because our offensive line and defensive line at that time was really bad. Let's be honest, right? We got bullied around. This season, the thing that changed, and I thought was both, was offensive line, defensive line. But the defensive line, if you notice, they aren't getting bullied anymore. Like they are stopping the run. They are bulldogs. Even our rotational guys are big dudes that are stepping up. Like you're not seeing teams now bully that D line around. Our O line, however, which I thought would play better, has not. And it's still the same. Can't run the ball, getting bullied around, getting pushed back. So that part, and you saw it in the Baltimore game, and you've really seen it all year, is why our running game is just not very good. And we'll have to figure that out. But I don't know if it can be figured out. I think it can get maybe a little better as the season goes and maybe play. You got to remember, too, some of these players are new on the line, and sometimes it does take a little bit for those guys to really get up to speed with each other and get used to each other. So Saffold's his first season next to Dawkins. You got Bates on the right-hand side. He's a first-year starter on the right guard. You got Spencer Brown, who's still second season learning. He's getting better, but you can still see he's raw. He's getting beat at times. And Mitch Morse, of course, and Deion Dawkins is our two, the guys have been there the longest in Buffalo. So we have a little work to do. We'll see. But yeah, that part worries me a little bit. And that you saw it in the Baltimore game. Couldn't run the ball early. We fumbled. A lot went wrong early.
Yes.
And then we cleaned it up in the second half, which was really good to see. And if you saw, it was like the tail 2 halves, right? Like, so Baltimore scored nothing in the second half, and Buffalo adjusted perfectly, and Baltimore just could not figure a way to stop, the offense. So we weren't scoring crazy points but we were doing enough, at that time in the second half to just do enough to get ahead, build the lead,
and that field, man. That doesn't hurt.
You got the best player on the field, yeah, and also too, I told you, Lamar Jackson, he's a beast. He is a really good football player, but I'm telling you, Leslie Frazier, he has a system. He knuckles down, and we have guys like Matt Milano, who, if you saw that one play, it's very underlooked. It's not, maybe not a lot of people talk about it. That's outside of Buffalo, but the play that Lamar Jackson kind of broke him down, and when you would think he was going to go past Milano or like break it for a long run, Milano caught up to him, which is really surprising, and that shows you how good Milano is and underrated.
Insane this season, absolutely insane.
Yeah, he's really underrated. He's really underrated. And Edmonds too, man. I'm telling you, for as much shit that Edmonds gets from Bills Mafia too, he's a solid player. He's fast. He's big. He's strong. It's just a good, Jordan Poyer, by the way, too. Guys, keep saying, got to pay the guy. Got to pay the guy. I don't care about his age, because not every player ages differently. He clearly is aging and getting better as he ages. So I'm not worried about the age. He's not falling off. You know what I mean? Though he's going to be missing this week, guys, because he had like a little bruised rib. He could play, but I don't think they want him to play the Chiefs game. So they're going to sit him out this game, which is I'm totally cool with coming up. But he is an absolute dog, man. 4 interceptions, leading the league. you got to figure out a way to pay him, man. You have to. Other than that, man, I mean, the game went exactly kind of how I thought it would. Yeah, it kind of went how I thought it would, especially with Lamar. You got to contain Lamar, and Lamar made some key mistakes, especially at the end of the game when they were on the long drive. And that's a Now, I'm curious what you guys think about that, because Mikey, which is here, Apex, he thought he was cool with the decision to go for it on 4th down. On the other hand, I thought they should have went for the field goal. You drive that long, 97 yards, whatever it was, you got to put some points on the board at that point. And with the weather condition, 4 minutes to go, you got to give your defense, and even though the defense wasn't playing lights out, we only scored 20 points up at that point. It wasn't like we were scoring touchdown after touchdown. Worst case, we score a field goal, we go into overtime. You know what I mean? You would hope that your defense can hold them hold us to 3 points. So I don't know why they didn't go for a field goal there. I thought they could have, they should have. And then on the second part of that, if they were going to go for it, you need to tell Lamar Jackson, bro, if it ain't there, they're at the 2. Throw that shit away. Just throw it away. Don't even risk it. Throw it away. They're going to have the ball at the 2. They're going to have to drive 98 yards, right? Or whatever. Now, 60 yards to go for a field goal at that point. So I thought, I don't know. I don't agree with that. I thought it was bad. I think they should have went for the field goal and just and put their defense out there, man. But whatever. It's not my decision, man. A lot of people were 50-50 on that. What do you guys think on that call?
Well, there's a reason we have a phrase here in the Sports Dynasty called scientific data, because half the decisions they make is all about the stupid ass analytics. I do get why they went for it. I guess to be 100%, I think they were just intimidated by the fact they know the defense sucks and you guys are moving the ball the whole half. I think they wanted to avoid that. What you said about how Lamar should have threw the ball away and pinned you at inside the 5 would have been the smartest decision if nothing was there. But if you have the best kicker basically in NFL history at this point, you should probably use the guy and get you the 3 points, man. Right. I'm just saying, but obviously hindsight is 2020. So him doing the mistake that he did, and then you guys wind up getting the field goal anyway, is easy to say that if you just kicked the field goal, then you would have been good and y'all would have just been overtime. But I mean, I don't like to speculate those type of things, Yeah,
but, I don't know either. I have no idea how that would have went.
Most of not 100, like 85% of the time, I'm with the old school mentality. Dude, you got the field goal kicker, use the damn field goal kicker, dude. Like I just don't understand it, bro.
Well, Harbaugh is no
I'm weird like that. Like yeah, I'm weird like that. Like I don't mind being aggressive. Like I get it. Like I'm all for being aggressive, depending on how the game's going, though. Like that's how I see it. Depending how the game flow is going.
Yeah, numbers can account for how the game flow is going.
And where you're at, right? Like our coach is famous for that. Like I don't get it. Like it'll be 4th and 2 at the 45, and he will go for it. But it'll be 4th and 2 at the 2-yard line, and he kicks the field goal. So it's like. You know what I mean? Like, bro, come on, man. Like,
you're
if you're
that aggressive,
you got to pick.
Why can't you be aggressive like that
now?
Yeah,
pick pick the right moments, and also pick your moments on how the game's going. So if it's rainy out, it's still windy out, right? Your defense really hasn't been shredded, right? 20 points is not a crazy amount of points, man. I would say, you know what? Kick the field goal. Let them drive. They got to drive 60 yards for a field goal in 4 minutes to tie us. That's where I would have been thinking. And it's crappy conditions. Now, if it was in a dome, 4 minutes, fine. And we were scoring left after right, I'd be like, man, Josh Allen, it's a beautiful day or whatever. 4 minutes is a lot of freaking time. They're going to probably go down, score a touchdown, and give us no time remaining. But that kind of weather, that at that point of the game, not only that, though, it has to be like, bro, the air had to be left out of the whole team. If you go 97 yards, whatever it was, and scored and come away with nothing, like 0 points. That's just, I don't know. I'd take the field goal there. Like I wouldn't be mad at Michael. I really, honestly, I wouldn't be mad if it was the opposite way. If I really wanted of him, maybe people might say different, but I would not. If it was my team at that point, if the roles were reversed, right, in Buffalo, it's snowy, windy, I'd say go for the field goal and let Lamar come down and beat our defense with 4 minutes to go. Because I think worst case we let a field goal, right, not a touchdown, and then we go over to overtime. That's how I would think of it, and in those kind of conditions. But that's me. I don't know.
No, I hear that, man. I hear it.
Tommy equals wrong.
Yeah, you're getting tagged in the comment section, man. I put them up already.
It's all good. I'm not a Baltimore fan, so I could give a fuck.
Yeah, me, like, I hear all that, but this isn't the first time that Harbaugh has been destroyed by everybody about going for. He did it like 3 times last year. Like,
he did it last week against the Dolphins, and they lost.
Like, whatever, dude. I'm sick of talking about this analytics garbage at this point in time, man. Let's get into the award, shall we?
Yes, shall we?
Nice.
Well, do you think should we like just do it for our games like usual, or do you want to like give in a little bit for the others? Because
it don't matter. Do whatever you want. It's your guys. Go.
Let's try that. Let's just try.
You want to try doing for everyone? I'm still only gonna put the videos once, and then we're just gonna do it for every team, and then go by that. Because
I'm fine. That's fine.
You know, I love these videos. I don't want to put them 25 different times. All right. So why don't we go with the old brother award?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
I don't know why you keep calling it award because that's not good. I don't know what else to call it. So,
well, the for bad movie they call it the Razzie Awards, which is pretty funny, honestly. Like the raspberry were like trash. Like get them out of here. But we're not close up there. But I don't
know. Well, whatever.
Don't sue us, by the way. Don't sue us, please.
Ain't gonna sue nobody. We good. We're unsuable. Let's go with the Jets game. Let's give it the old brother this guy thinks for the Jets game.
Well, that's easy. Mitchell Trubisky. Like, it's about
You're not even gonna pick a Jet. I love it.
Of course not. Mitchell Trubisky. Because that was bad. I mean, it's like what you want me to say? The man is a backup at best. But I would not want him to lead me for 17 games.
Oh, that's messed up.
Awful. I mean, he could belong.
Yo, Tommy, you got a good cold, man. He's destroying you, man. Look what he said.
It's the Tommy Award.
Damn, he's getting on you, boss.
That's my co-host for you. It is what it is. Damn him.
But yeah, I mean, he could belong on someone's practice squad. But let's be honest. At least that, but Mason Rudolph doesn't deserve to be in the league, and I feel for Kenny Pickett. It's all good, but yeah, he's my old brother. This guy stinks.
For me, it's too easy. Zach Wilson. I'm gonna go with their line. Their line isn't very good. If you really watch some of these games, we watched about 3 out of the 4. They can't run the ball at all. They drafted the running back. They had a up and coming running back last year, Mac Carter, who's on the intro, by the way. Like they can't move the ball on the ground, and that even though your quarterback is questionable at best right now, he has a weapon in a nice rookie receiver, but a young quarterback's best friend is their line and the back, and they're not very good right now for them. So I'm gonna go with that as like a loser. You can't run on Pittsburgh, which is the last 2 years been one of the worst run defenses in the league. They could have run the football down they throw it. Like, come on, bro. I don't know, man. It's just team, man. Can't wait when he come back to earth and be like 3-9. We're gonna be like, ha ha ha. You know. So go ahead, Tommy.
For the Jets Pittsburgh game, I'm gonna say the Pittsburgh offensive coordinator. I don't know who. I forget his name. Yeah. Matt Canada. He is so bad, bro. Like, I am sorry.
Right now.
He is bad, bro. He is a bad offensive coordinator. They were bad last season with him. I don't know, man. It's weird because I love their head coach. Like, I absolutely love their head coach. Their head coach is legit. Mike Tomlin is Hall of Fame coach. He will be in the Hall of Fame. But man, terrible decision on your offensive coordinator. And they're you can see they're struggling. They've been struggling a while now. Their offense still ain't right. They got a really dynamic running back, And he's just not doing a lot this season because their offensive line is not that good. And it's not, they're not terrible, but they're not that good either. And they just seem to really, their defense holds them in the game. It's the offense. The offense just cannot do anything right. And yeah, man, offense coordinator Canada, terrible.
Yeah, really bad. The Dolphins game, if you guys remember, I was like almost 2 weeks ago. So you guys remember
the old brothers guy stinks. The Dolphins game is the NFL itself. I said it in the rant last week.
Tune in last week as to why. I got you.
NFL itself. That was they were the biggest losers in that one.
I don't remember the game that much, so I really can't comment on that right now. So I'm just gonna skip me and go with Tommy if you could remember something.
Yeah, that game. I mean, ultimately, I'm gonna say if you're gonna do it, I would say the coach of the Dolphins, man. I'll still go back to him.
Apex S Miami Doctors, nice one.
Yeah, I say the coach. I say honestly, everybody that was involved with the Tua situation that let him play in that game that knew the deal. Because even if, let's say hypothetically, we give the coach a pass Sunday, he had to have seen the tape and understand Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday that Tua was bullshitting around or lied about really what happened, right? Clearly a concussion. And he still played it off like it was a back injury.
Oh, would you look at this? Doc gave us some information right now. No charges to the team or coaches. NFL just announced. What an effing scam.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that
we kind of not surprised what happened.
That's not I knew that too. And but either way, like this is just it's like, for instance, if that was his son, like there's no way he would have let him play. You know what I mean? Like he would have looked over at the video, he would have said, bro, like I can't believe I even let you play Sunday. I can't believe I let you come back. Like, you know what I mean? I made that mistake. I can't do that again 4 days later. I have to have you rest at least a week, and then we'll put you back in. Let's see how you're doing the following week, right? Which would have been this coming up week versus the Jets. Like that would have been the right thing to do. It would have gave him a lot of time to rest. And let's say hypothetically it was his back. If he was that messed up, like why not sit him a week and be like, bro, we got to really take care of your back. It's not that. Let's get you back against, the following week against the Jets. This way we know you're right. We don't have any hiccups. But I don't know, man. I just feel like the Dolphins, the coaches, all that. I felt like they just kind of put it under the rug, threw him in there Thursday, and you saw the results. So I'll blame everybody involved with the whole Tua situation that should have not started that kid after knowing what happened Sunday. Like there's no excuse. Like you saw what happened. There's not, to everybody's vision, it was a concussion. Everybody. I could show that tape to anybody. And I don't think anyone said that was a back injury. There's doctors on Twitter commenting. Everybody. And by the way, if you guys saw the game on this Thursday, which was a terrible game, but it was the Colts and the Broncos. The Colts receiver got
Hines. You're talking about the running back named Hines, yeah.
Go watch that play. Go watch him try to walk. It's the spitting image to Tua. The same thing. It wasn't his back. Come on, man. He was jacked up. NFL ain't going to play around that. I can promise you that. Like that is a lesson learned. They will never. I think if a player is that jacked up, getting up where they are that loopy, they won't return. I don't care where, because NFL's not trying to get that heat again.
Yeah. I hope this is the last time we got to talk about this because it blew up.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully it's the last time.
Stupid Miami.
Yeah, I know, right? It won't be the first time Miami blew up this show. All right, so let's go with the New England. Yeah, the New England Patriots and Green Bay Packers. The old brother, you guys stink award.
I'm going with Miles Bryant. Why he's still on the team? Like it's to the point. It's to the point where whoever the quarterback is, if they see Miles Bryant on their receiver, he's open because he's not going to stop him.
There's a chance that he allowed a touchdown basically every game that he's played so far.
I'm more sure he definitely did it against Miami. And he did it against Green Bay last week. Yeah, he's terrible. I know. Like I said, it's growing pain. No, he's sorry. We see enough to this year. 4 games. He's not good. Hopefully, the Jones brother, not that brother.
You can call them that if they're good.
Jack Jones and Marcus Jones, and they're able to really step up how they did last week. I think we'll be fine. And again, JC who? Because JC Jackson's been playing pretty ass.
He's been
pretty bad this year.
He's been hurting up and down the entire series,
series
so far. So whatever about him.
So so the defense played well, but he is garbage.
Isaiah Wynn.
Oh my God, yeah.
The biggest reason why the Patriots offense was disrupted for the majority of the second half was because of that trash can. Even though Rashawn Gary is a fine pass rusher, very good player, but there is a difference between losing against a good player and just looking like you don't belong in the league from a player who's that good. His name is not an all-pro caliber guy. He's barely a Pro Bowl caliber guy, and you're getting your ass owned by him. That is not to answer your second half of your tight end question. That is the reason why our tight ends don't get out and open as much as they do, because he had a block for his bum ass because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing anymore.
He had 2 big penalties in the second half.
Yeah,
really bad. That ultimately killed drives that we were in position to score and killed them because out of range. So
just remember the number 76. That's the bastard number who plays right tackle. That guy is gone.
Hey.
I can guarantee you that. I label another first round bust for Belichick's.
He's terrible.
Yeah. That's 2 in the same draft, by the way. Sony Michel and him. You know, Sony Michel did this thing, but he's a running back. I don't care. That's a bust. And then you got Zay went right before him. Bust. Click. There's 2 more busts. 2018 draft. Done. So for more of the GM Bill stuff, there you go.
Yes.
Next. Go ahead, Tommy.
I didn't really. I can't comment too much on Boo, but I'm just gonna say Aaron Rodgers in general. I just hate that guy, bro. I do, man. I can't stand him, bro. He's so arrogant and cocky and pissy. He's not a good teammate. Like you know what's funny about fans too? Like there's a Green Bay fan that comes to my bar and I'm like, bro, I don't. And I told him, listen, I respect Aaron Rodgers. I think he's a hell of a quarterback. He's really damn good, Hall of Fame kind of quarterback. But he is not a good teammate. I am sorry. Like his body language is terrible. He doesn't support his teammates. He just complains a lot, rolls his eyes a lot. Like I would hate to be on his team. I would just hate it. And I don't know. I'm just not a fan of him. But they all stick up for but he's being tough on the field. Like this guy told me. He's like, that's tough love. And I'm like, bro, stop it. Like, come on, man. He's a dick. And you know it. He's an asshole.
That's the truth, though.
He's an asshole. Like, that's it. Like, bro, I've never seen a guy roll his eyes and get whenever bro, he's a rookie receiver, bro. Chill out, dude. Like, I know it sucks.
It's September, by the way. And they're 3-1,
calm your ass down, bro. Yeah, and I don't think they're that good. I think Green Bay is overrated, bro. I think Green Bay is overrated. So whatever. I just don't like that guy. So anytime Green Bay is on the board, I'll boo that dude.
Nah. So let's go in the Buffalo game.
Yes, Buffalo. I'm not gonna lie to you. The biggest loser there. I'm not gonna lie to you. The weather, unfortunately. The weather. That was terrible. And apparently the weather wasn't good for Baltimore because Baltimore can't hold leads to save their lives. So, yeah, I'm going to go with – don't get me wrong. Buffalo had a great second half that comes the storm back, no pun intended, the storm back to win the game. But, just geez. The weather –
Get used to it. That's outdoors.
No, actually, no. I'm gonna give you a real answer. Baltimore's pass defense, they are horrible. Like really, it makes me more upset that we lost the game last week against them because it was a winnable game. But just Magna kept on interceptions, that's neither here nor there. But this pass defense, it's not good. I'm sorry, it's not. So I'm gonna go with them and the weather.
All right.
I don't really have anything either for this because it's such a good comeback for you guys. And you guys,
it was tough. Yeah, I'm like pulling one out of my bag just to I really don't have many.
I don't really have.
Honestly, I thought it was a good. I'm just gonna throw Zach Moss back out there.
Why not, right? That
so
trash
bad.
can. Why not?
3 carries, 6 yards, 2.0 average. He's so bad, bro. He is so bad,
Why
dude.
not?
Like I cringe when he's on the field. Like I do, man. Even if he's not involved in the play, he's like out there and it bothers me. And it sucks because I wanted to like him. I have his jersey in my closet, and it's going to go to waste. I'm going to have to give it to Goodwill or something.
Damn.
Because I'll never wear that jersey ever.
Damn, that's bad.
It sucks. I want him to be good. I did. He's just he's just not a good running back. And and I think Bill's Mafia is like done with him, man. They are like, they wanted him to be good. They did. And I get that.
They would give you crap last year because you kept on shitting on him.
And the year before when we drafted him initially, they want him to be like the man, take Singletary's spot, and then he broke his hand. He's just I can't stand excuses. I hate excuses, bro. Year after year, when you got to do that for a player on your team, like you got to keep giving excuses on, oh well, you know, he did this his first year, and the second year, like, oh well, because he's not totally healed yet, and then the next year it's, well, he's not getting enough rest. It's like, stop, bro. He's just not good. Like, he's not good. Okay, so
that's one of my pet
anyways.
peeves in football,
Yeah,
man.
Zach
the
Moss,
same
man.
bastard over and over and over. It's like, dog, he's trash. That's it, man. All right.
Yeah, Mikey's right too, and the Gabe Davis drops too.
Yeah,
he would be my runner-up, but I will give him the injury excuse on that one.
Just say. All right, let's go on with the positive version of this award, shall we?
Brooklyn, acknowledge me.
The Acknowledge Me Award, the positive version of this one. Let's speed up the other two since they don't have any representatives here. We're speeding up their thing since they don't want to be here or they got home problems. God bless you, Captain D. We're gonna speed up on their games. Let's do this a little quicker. Let's go just real fast.
The Jets. I'm going to acknowledge the defense. Man, Sauce Gardner. I'm gonna acknowledge him. Yes, he's playing like he's number one draft pick. Very, very good. He's getting better every game, and I like seeing him play. You know, there's a really good pick from Joe Douglas in the Jets. I'm gonna go with him. Yeah, Sauce Gardner.
Sauce Gardner. Again, I say this a lot about the Jets. I'm acknowledging their GM. Despite the bad play by the quarterback, Corey Davis got 74 yards. Then Moore got 53 yards. Tyler Conklin got 52 yards. They got talent. Rookie Wilson is getting not the bum quarterback. The actual rookie Wilson got 41 yards receiving. There's talent there in this team. There's talent to work with in this team. I'm going with the GM.
I'm just gonna go with the whole team in general. That's weird to say. It's probably my first time I ever said that.
I hear that.
I dog them out every week. I've picked them to lose every single week. So
you did.
And I'm going to pick them again to lose.
To win.
Yeah, I'm going to pick them again, by the way. Spoiler alert. I'm going to pick them to lose again this week. But
me too.
I give them credit as a team because, one, they are a young team, and they had a rookie second-year quarterback who was hurt for the beginning of the season. So they were working with an older Flacco who played very well, and I was giving him shit too, and I got to give him credit for stepping in and playing well, and they fight week after week. I have to give them that love for that. So the whole team in general, from the coaching staff to the players, because they're not a good team. I think they can be a good team in the future if they keep doing the drafts right, keep getting some free agents. I like what they're doing, but they're not there yet. They're still too young, too ripe. And the quarterback, obviously, that's the only one I think is the huge question mark. But other than that, I think they're doing it right, and they have a lot of fight. So the whole team.
Miami Dolphins game.
I'm gonna say Joe Burrow. I guess. Like yeah, Joe Burrow. That's all I say about that.
I'll go with the Miami secondary and the fact that they held off for as long as they could with all the drama that was happening.
Right.
The fact that the defense, like secondary specifically, really held off as long as they did. They tried. It took Cincinnati the whole game to really put it away, the entirety of it. So I'll give them credit. They did really well, especially shutting down Jamar Chase. They did everything they possibly could. So I'll go with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off Juan. I'm gonna say the defense in general. I think the Dolphins' defense the last 2 weeks have been pretty damn good. And I already knew they would be good. I said that they would be good. Xavier Howard is a beast, and he got hurt in that game. That kind of, probably derailed. It didn't help any. But yeah, man, their defense did as much as they could to keep him in that game. But since he also is man, I don't think Burrow. I don't know if Burrow makes it through the year. I mean, with that offensive line and the way he holds the ball, yeah, he is man. I don't know. I don't know how long he can go on taking those hits, man. So, anyways, I'll say the defense and whole.
All right, thanks, Apex. Have a good
Later,
night.
Mikey.
All right, New England.
It's pretty easy. Jack Jones played a great game. Showed out the big the fumble recovery that put us in Patrick territory after pretty much the series before was going 3-and-out, and then the pick six that put us up late in the fourth quarter. Very good, very very well. I'd like to see more from him, but for the most part, he definitely was the shining star on our team. So go to Jack Jones.
I am going to go with the running backs. They pretty much carried his offense, and they are the rock of it. Without them performing, this team would literally score 0 points every game outside of defensive efforts. So I'll go with them, and I'll give a small, rare, and I know I'm going to regret it, shout out to the fat bastard Matt Patricia for calling a pretty decent game, because he did. He did. If I'm going to destroy him every week, I have to give him credit where credit is due. Then again, a broken clock is always right twice a day. So don't count on this happening again.
He's probably going to shit on him tomorrow when he plays Detroit.
Most likely.
Against Detroit.
Are you guys playing in New England or Detroit?
In New England.
In New England, yes.
Okay. You're lucky because they would boo the fuck out of Patricia if he
Oh,
if we were going to Detroit, we get our ass whooped because they're going to put up like 40 over there.
No, don't worry. If we were there, we probably boo him too.
Yeah. Mine. I'm gonna say your coach because he just, for as limited as your offense is right now, he still brings it every single week. Like, he's not getting blown out by anybody. He's going to do whatever he has to do with the players he has on the field. And it seems like he makes players play better for some odd reason under Bill Belichick. And some of these players, including coaches, go places elsewhere and they just aren't what
McDaniels.
Yeah, a lot. Tons of coaches and tons of players, even players that don't do anything elsewhere. So I got to give him that, even though we all know he is the greatest coach of all time.
Yes,
just not the greatest GM, but
is not even close now.
Yeah, but he's still you could still count on him making it somewhat of a respectful game or whatever, yes. Even if know you're gonna lose. You know what I mean? Like if I'm a Patriots fan, I'm like, okay, we're playing Green Bay in Green Bay. We're probably gonna lose, but I can watch this game knowing we didn't get spanked. Like, we're not, you know what I mean? Like, as a fan, I could say that. Like, old Buffalo Bills, when we were terrible, there was never that moment where I'm like, oh, we're playing the Patriots this week. I think we can hang with them a little bit. We'll probably lose, but it'll be a good, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was never that feeling ever. So as Patriots fans, I think you guys can always know that you'll be somewhat in the game at some point, and it, you know, even though you might lose, it's still a watchable game, and you never know what can happen. So I give him credit for that. I guess I'll wrap it up with that.
Purgatory. Buffalo Bills.
It's easy.
God,
Allen.
yeah.
Are we all going to say Josh Allen?
Josh Allen.
Let's just say Josh Allen together.
I'm going to say a split, and it's my first split, and I normally don't do splits.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I normally don't. So I'm going to go Josh Allen, of course. And the other guy is a guy I've been preaching about, Khalil Shakir from Boise State. He's getting his second chance again this weekend, so watch for him. He had a great camp. And, of course, I always say don't get too caught up in camp hype, because a lot of these guys, that's exactly what it is, camp hype, and then they wind up doing nothing. But I'm like, okay, I heard about him. I saw him in camp. He looked good. And then he came in preseason, and he was everything that they talked about. And that's what you like to see. And I said, okay, let's see him in the regular season. Boom, scratch straight away. Right? He's on the roster, but he's scratched for the game. Scratch for the game week 2. Scratch for the game week 3. Then week 4 comes, and he's there. He's dressed, but he's not playing. Crowder gets hurt, and he comes in to a game that at that time was rainy, windy, close. We weren't like clicking on all cylinders really necessarily. And he came in and made 2 huge plays. And like he's been there before, and you want to see that from a rookie receiver. And I'm telling you guys, like, this guy is going to be good. Like, I'm telling you now, watch out for him. You will hear his name. Maybe not this season as far as big numbers go or like popping off on ESPN or anything, but I promise you in the following season, probably you will hear more of Khalil Shakir's name. So I'm going to give it him, because I thought the moment wasn't too big for him, and in a very important game for us. And he came in and helped Josh Allen, with 2 big catches. So I'm going to give it to them both. But Josh Allen is like a freak, guys. Like, that's an easy one. So that's why I did the split.
Yeah, that's how we build it out.
Yeah, he's my God, guys, like, I don't know. Is anybody questioning Josh Allen anymore? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know how like ESPN, all these, like, there was always the 1 or 2 critics that just couldn't just couldn't admit that he's good.
Well,
like, is there anyone now that I don't think so, right? Like, even Nick Wright, right? Probably is done with the bad talk about Josh Allen at this point.
He's the biggest idiot of them all.
Yeah, the biggest idiot, right? So you have to. I mean, you can't keep lying to yourself. Like, Josh Allen does it all. Like, he does everything. And not only that, what you love about him is he wants to, like, he's going to do anything and everything he can to help his team win. You know what I mean? Like, you love that, man. He will run you over if he has to. He will do anything. So I love it, but I at the same time, man, fuck, like, you have that Cam Newton in the back of your mind too. Like, how long can he keep that up for, season after season after season after season? Because yes, he's big, he's strong, he's fast, but these guys break down. They are human. Their bodies are just like ours. They can only take so much punishment, right? And eventually he's going to get chopped down and chopped down and chopped down until he is down. And then that's it. And you saw Cam Newton. Like, Cam Newton, if we go back in time, was a freaking beast, man. Like, beast. Like, that dude was chiseled. Like, I remember his rookie year. Man, I'm like, this guy is unbelievable. Big arms, strong, running people over, diving in the goal line, doing spins, like, like hurdling people. Like, he was legit. And man, he like broke down physically, and he's never was the same. Like he never will be. Like that's it for Cam, right? Cam is done. Are we all on the same page of that? Nobody wants Cam Newton. And it sucks because he is not. He is. Yeah, and it's not the fact that his age. There's old ass quarterbacks in this league, right? Backups and stuff. But Cam Newton's just so physically broken. I think teams they can't trust him even as a backup at this point. And you know, and in his mind, he's not, and that's a problem too. So he's done. You know, I just don't want Josh Allen turning into that. That's all. You know, so they have to get offensive line, run blocking. They got to figure that out, bro. Anyways, I know I went on a long thing there. Sorry about it, guys. It is concerning. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I hear that. You're 100% right. Next award.
What? 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 Did you say something?
The what award? What's up with that?
Oh God.
For the Miami game?
No, period. You know how the score works.
Period.
Yeah, this is whatever. It could be anything. One thing.
You've been here long enough, man.
Yeah, you're right. Let's talk about Russell Wilson. What was that? What type of performance is that? What a waste of $250 million. What is going on here? This was the AFC West, one of the favorites to win that division and do something. You thought that John Elway was going to get a pass, say, hey, we can't develop a quarterback, so let's just go pay for one for $250 million with the new owner's money. And guess what? How many? They're averaging like 13, 14 points a game. You know, it's a good thing to have a good defense because if not, they'll be getting blown out of the water.
No, I think you're right. It is about that much.
About 13 points a game. So it's pretty bad. Offensively, pretty terrible. The only team that's worse than them offensively is the Colts, which that's not saying.
Which they lost to.
Yeah, of course.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, on the Russell Wilson, real quick. It's funny. What's his name? The GM, John Elway. He actually, listen, he got super lucky with Manning. And the reason why I say this is because when he took Manning initially, Manning really only had the one season. It was like one and done. It was kind of like when Buffalo got Drew Bledsoe. Like, we knew it. Like, this is all, like, Bledsoe came and he's like, I'm going to give you everything I got for one season. And that's all I could do because the next season I'm going to be terrible because I just can't. I'm broken. And Drew Bledsoe had a really good season, but you saw what happened to us. Same with Denver. So Manning had bro, remember that season? Manning with Denver. Denver's O-line was phenomenal, and they didn't win it. They lost to Seattle, I believe it was, correct?
Yep, they got destroyed by Seattle, yes.
Then the next season, when they won the Super Bowl, Manning wasn't even a factor, really. Manning was beaten up. I think they had a backup come in that actually helped them get into the playoffs. Manning came back. Yes, and he had it, and he got paid because of that. By the way, got a contract.
Hence the name Assweiler. Who came?
Right. But my point was, if they didn't win the Super Bowl there, like, and now with the Russell thing, bro, they would be like, Elway would be like, people would be even more pissed because he keeps making the same mistakes with the quarterback situation. But since he won there, they're going to give him that pass. But Russell Wilson, Trevor, to your point, Seattle knew something. There was no way they didn't. They got their picks. They were so smart. They got the hell out of there. And Russell Wilson hasn't been good all year. He is cocky as bro, mentally he's changed, in my opinion. Like something's not right with him.
He got paid.
And yeah, he don't get and physically
now he's
his arm limited. Yeah, his arm don't look the right way. Like he don't look like he has a lot of zip in the ball. So anyway, sorry to steal your thunder. Go ahead, brother.
That's what I wanted to say. You could have said a bit right there. But yeah, Mr. Unlimited is looking very limited. He want to do all these Sony commercials telling people secret about how his set is so dangerous, and his play has been dangerously horrific. So maybe he could chill off a little bit. You know, stop saying Broncos country, let's ride when you played pitiful. That was pitiful.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
America lost on Thursday night. We sat there to watch the entire game. And if you didn't watch the entire game, like I did, shame on
That
you.
should be our introduction every when we. Let's ride.
Broncos country, let's die.
Let's ride.
That's what you should say. Anyway, what about you?
And then we just have an awful show.
No, we're not capable of that, man.
No,
That's why we can't do it.
Yeah. Oh god damn, dude. All right, go ahead, Wide. Sorry.
Quarterback play. What's up with the quarterback play? So if you don't have, I guess, the following quarterbacks: Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, a healthy Justin Herbert. He's still probably playing pretty well with the destroyed ribcage, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So Justin Herbert, Burrow to an extent, to a small extent. He's still good. It's just, he has his own problem internally.
Mm-hmm.
Lamar Jackson, for the most part.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else? Like now, I don't even know what else to say. Oh, Jalen Hurts for now. My bad. He's
for now. I don't think that trend will last. I'm going to be honest with you.
For now, I can't think of anybody else. But for now, that's who it is. If you don't got those 7 or 8 quarterbacks, damn. Right now, I guess you could take Tua out of the equation too, because before he got hit, he was playing decently well. So I'll take him out too. That's 8. What is up with all these quarterbacks? Freaking Mayfield, and that's gonna be my rant of the week. Mayfield, freaking Winston, Jesus Lord, before he got
everybody knows Winston though.
Daniel Jones, Carson Wentz, Stafford's trash too.
Yeah, he's playing
I
bad.
cannot believe Geno Smith at this point in time is a top 10 quarterback. What the
I
hell
know.
season are we in right now? Geno Smith, Kirk Cousins is garbage. Jared Goff is a top 12 quarterback at this point. He's probably top 10 too, actually,
because he's
Top
getting
12 quarterback
garbage
at this
numbers.
point in time.
He's
Yeah,
getting garbage numbers.
Justin Fields, my God, Cooper Rush is a top 15 quarterback right now. What is going on with this season and the quarterback?
Yeah,
these quarterbacks are garbage. What's up with the quarterbacks? What's up? And the I can't even talk straight. Woo! You think this is my rant, right? The product is suffering because of it. A lot of these games are insufferably bad at this point in time because what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love defensive football, but there's a difference between defensive football and just sloppy crap. And we're getting sloppy crap for the first first weeks of the season. What's going on, NFL?
It's not the NFL. It's whoever's drafting these guys or playing these guys.
Oh, you're right, but I blame somebody. I already blamed them already.
Yeah. What am I? What's up with that?
Yeah.
Oh, the idiot. Once again, we talked about this 3 weeks ago. The guy that ran on the field.
That was originally going to be my rant of the week, but I knew I was going to pop up before that.
And Bobby Wagner, by the way, Bobby Wagner could have really, really smoked him. He hit him, but he could have really laid into him even more.
Life, yes.
And this guy's suing Bobby Wagner.
That's why I almost ran.
Yeah, like, bro, are you serious, bro? Like, you're dude, number one, you're on the field, you're running around with some smoke bomb thing. Like, what do you expect to happen? I don't care. You come in, listen, they're at work. That's work. You are a threat. You have something. You are not supposed to be on that field. You should get laid out. I don't care. So,
I feel
bro, they're going to take that. They're going to throw that shit right out of court. There's no way in hell that dude will win that lawsuit. No way. I can't believe a lawyer even took it. That's funny, dude. But yeah,
I was going to say that it's not going to happen because I think this country's a little soft, but there should be like a law where if someone does that, there should be a legal right for the players to beat his ass. So they could
Wrestling, they do it all the time.
Wrestlers do it. Yep, they'll beat their ass right there.
They love it, bro. When it's coming, there was one with Kevin Nash at like a spring break. It was like at a MTV thing, and the guy jumped on the thing, and man, Kevin Nash laid this dude out, man. But there's so many. Like they would, bro. They will kick you in the face.
Triple H, if I'm not mistaken, that happened when Triple H, he Stone Cold's about to get hit. That's what it was. And Triple H came in, tackled him, and mounted him. Mounting him, busting his ass in the middle of the ring before security finally took the dude out, beat his ass. Triple H. I know he must have been mad at Stephanie that day because he beat the shit out of that dude. I'm not going.
Yeah, man. So yeah, you do that, man. You're gonna get, bro. You're gonna get wrecked.
They deserve it. Like, what are you doing? And nowadays it's because of gender reviews. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, he had a pink smoke while he.
Yeah, it was either that or was that remember because the other guy had the pink thing and it was over some kind of. I don't remember. It was a cause or something.
Some bullshit.
Yeah, it was some protest over something. So I have no idea what this was, but. Just stupid.
Yeah, because in the NBA playoffs, this happened too. There was like 3 times in the Minnesota Timberwolves series where there was these fans that were trying to chain themselves onto like the basket over some animal rights chicken thing or something. I'm like, they should just get kicked in the mouth. Like, let's just get. No one's gonna learn until somebody pays for it with their physical well-being. They need to get beat up, and they won't do it no more. Like, come on, bro. And what's funny is that they pay to get in to do this, so you're wasting money for this bullshit.
Yeah, and you never can come back.
Yeah, to go to get locked up.
Yeah, go to jail. Yeah, go to jail and never be able to come back. It's stupid.
It makes no damn sense. All right, even though it feels like we had a rant of the week already, we're gonna do it right now.
What do you think having a 37-year-old?
We're on to Cincinnati. It's nothing about the past, nothing about the future. It's right now we're preparing for Cincinnati.
Okay, do you feel like the talent you have here is good?
We're getting ready for Cincinnati.
What is your size build?
Well, I mean, I'm just asking, do you think you've done enough to help Tom Brady?
We're getting ready for Cincinnati.
That'll
He's
never
such a
get
dick.
I'll never get old.
Man, I would never. I'd have a tough time interviewing that guy. Like,
I wouldn't even bother half the time. I wouldn't. I'm just wait for the players. I interview them. There's no point of interviewing this man.
We're on to Cincinnati. Thanks, bro.
And we're on to, are NFL head coaching trees really that good? Are the pipelines really this bad? Or some of them are really good, or there's a lot of bad branches? Let me tell you why. Because we are 5 games into the season, and Nathaniel Hackett is still the head coach of the Denver Broncos. Why? Why? First of all, he coached Aaron Rodgers for how many years? Coached Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay for how many years? And then you have the second worst offense in the NFL. Like, is it offensive expertise? Like, is it? I mean, apparently play calling isn't his expertise because he sucks at that. Just boneheaded play call that costs them games. Literally cost them two games. Two games that they lost. The
first 2,
yeah, they completely terrible. And we always say, oh, you have these offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators trying to come up and get a shiny NFL, but a lot of them really suck. Like, really suck. Frank Reich came into the head coach. I think Reich's pretty good. Now look at him now. 3-4 years later, after his first year, he's on the hot seat. He sucks. Terrible. And then what about also hiring college coaches from the ranks who have proved nothing, who will get NFL jobs, and they're sucking there too.
You're going right into my rant.
You did it. You did it with Cliff Kingsbury. It sucks. He's not good. You did it with Matt Rule, which he's gonna get to that too. You did it with Matt Rule and the point is, it's terrible.
There's more.
It's more, but I can't think of the top of my head. That's just awful. Why does it tell you how they have a job? Why do these GMs and all these other places find head coaches to run their team and they have no idea? They literally just, I serve. Like, look at what's the guy's name?
Where?
Adam Gase.
Adam
Gase has coaches Peyton Manning. He coached Peyton Manning, give him his coffee during his record-breaking season, and he got a job with the Jets and the Dolphins.
He got him coffee. He was an intern in Denver.
He was an intern, and he what qualified him to be a head coach? It's ridiculous. It's bad. It sucks.
Oh my God!
Listen, the way that Daniel Hackett is coaching, the three of us could be on the coaching staff and do a much better job than we do, and we're not qualified to coach football at all. But the Daniel Hackett's whack ass is in Denver, just stinking up the joint. Don't get me wrong, he's a bum. He's so bad that Frank Reich may end up keeping his job at the end of the year. I doubt it.
There's no way.
I doubt it. There's no way he should because the Colts are terrible. But Daniel Hackett, listen, I'll give him half the season. I'll give him half the season, maybe 10, 11 games until he gets really bad. They fire him. You can remember, Urban Meyer got 13 games. He should be fired after 5.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's my rant. That's my rant. What is going on with these pipelines? These coaching pipelines. It's terrible. Awful.
The rate this is going, you may have a record amount of coaching vacancies at the end of the season. The rate is going. But you know how season changes. We'll see if anybody can save their jobs. My rant is specifically on the Carolina Panthers organization because I just don't understand the product they've been trying to put out for the last, 3 seasons now. I just don't get it. Like, at some point, you can keep bringing in these quarterbacks and these players, and there's something internally that's bad because the reason why this is a rant for me now is because we're hearing that they're waiting for Sam Darnold to come back so they can finally bench Baker Mayfield. And what the fuck difference is that going to make? What the fuck difference is that going to make? Were you not there last year? This dude was so bad they had to put in PJ Walker and Cam Newton from the fucking unemployment line.
Not once, not twice, 3 times.
And you think that sorry bastard, that huge bust is gonna come and help you guys? No, you have to blow up the motherfucking team, which is what we were talking about earlier in the show. That people just need to know when to blow it up. Blow it up. The coach is bad, and they fired Joe fucking Brady, bro.
He was a problem
for no reason. Him being the scapegoat. I mean,
we took him. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. There you go. He's doing pretty well in Buffalo. Might win a Super Bowl ring in a couple months for all we know.
And telling ownership in Carolina.
Yeah, basically.
That was my fault, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're killing Baker Mayfield. Yeah, but you traded for him. What the fuck you thought was going to happen, man? You did this a year ago with Sam Darnold, and you thought he was going to be any better. And then you want to kill him, but what are you supporting him with? Like, what, the 5th worst offensive line in the NFL? What took you so long? You finally drafted a rookie guy after God knows how long, and that dude is actually pretty decent. He's not that bad. Iquanu's not that bad. But it's 1 against 5. The other 5 suck. What are you supposed to do with that? You got Sir Drop-A-Lot receivers going on. You picked up Chavisca Chenault and from Jacksonville, didn't do a goddamn thing, but you traded for that motherfucker. And that dude is hurt now too. You got McCaffrey, who paid half your cap for. The dude can't barely stay on the field either. What's going on?
He's in the hospital.
What's going on? You're wasting this really good defense. They have a good defense. Wasting all their damn talent and time because you motherfuckers don't know how to put together a real offense. And then Matt Rule, oh my God, I thought he was gonna be all right because he was pretty good in college, building up teams. He apparently don't know how to call a motherfucking play on offense in the NFL level. So that was a waste of the hire too. This organization, I can't stand these organizations. It makes me want to vomit. I don't even get me started on one like Chicago. They make me want to vomit even more. But I'm going specifically on Carolina because the Sam Darnold thing just blew me away. One of the dumber things I heard this season yet.
You know what's the worst?
Sam Darnold.
You made it worse. Matt Carroll, Corral.
Matt Corral, yeah.
Matt Corral, what the fuck his name is. The point is, you drafted him, right? You're saying, damn, the fact that you're saying you're gonna wait for Sam Darnold shows me he's not ready, not even close to ready, and you're not gonna embarrass him and then ruin him.
I bet money he'll be better than the other two. I'll bet.
But you know what?
Or because you cannot play any worse. I don't know how many people have seen Baker Mayfield play the last 2 games specifically. Because the first 2, it wasn't insanely bad because it was like the first 2 weeks. So we're like, he might be a little bit better. These last 2 weeks, oh my God. This dude does not belong on the field. Dog.
And the words of Tommy.
And then you're going to tell me that Sam Darnold's going to make things better. Oh,
in the words of Tommy, Baker Mayfield, and I'm going to say, I don't care. He's a bust. He sucks.
Just get Steph Curry to own the team at this point because these owners don't know what they're doing either. Just get Steph Curry to buy it and own the team. I bet money.
Bro, the player. the players.
Ric Flair, thank you. Yes, Ric
Flair.
Flair. Like get one of them to own it. They're not gonna do nothing. This is gonna be like, go do you. Cause I think it's Tepper. That's the owner, right? He's one of the owners that gets involved too much. And look.
Yeah, that
was like 6 grants in one. So go ahead.
That player, by the way, like they're already hating. Like players are already not liking Baker Mayfield. Like there's a problem going on over there. Like there's a big disconnect already in Carolina. And I think the players probably they like, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I think they probably like Darnold, the players more, but Darnold's just not a good quarterback. And I thought he was going to be. I just thought he was in maybe a bad situation with New York because he showed some traits that he could possibly be a pretty decent quarterback. And he had a chance. He had another chance. And I just don't, it's just maybe not for him. He's probably just a career backup at this point. And then I think when Mayfield, I think he is what he is. I think he's already reached his ceiling. I don't think he's a terrible quarterback, but he's just another journey quarterback, man. He's going to be a Carson Wentz type quarterback that might get deals here and there, 2-year deal, 3-year deal, like just keep jumping around on these crappy teams and continue to do bad. Like it's just the way his career is going to wind up being and only that the players don't respect him. But anyways, my rant, I'll go with kind of a split real quick. I'll say, the players, why doesn't the NFL switch to grass? Because the turf, clearly, the players hate. There's a lot of lower leg injuries. And the NFL, for being the biggest sport in the world, the most money, who cares, like, if you have to replace grass? I know it's a little bit more money than turf, because that's really what it boils down to. Who cares? Like, treat these players with respect. There's so many stupid injuries now, lower leg, that is caused because of the turf. And no matter what they say, the players are the ones playing on the field. And if they think grass is better for them, and I mean, Von Miller came out and said, look, man, it may feel the same, but when we are done with the game, my feet, my legs, and like my knees hurt more than after I play on a grass game.
You would think it's simple economics, though. If you would invest on a better place for your players to play, the good players will stay on the field, and your product would be better. Hence, more money.
Right.
Very simple economics that you learn in middle school. But
it's just these rich owners too. Rich owners, and the NFL works for the owners. At the end of the day, Roger Goodell works for the owners. Okay, so that if they're being cheap asses, that's what they're going to do.
Scott, man, how you going to play in the dome? No sun.
There's they can do that. There's artificial. Yeah, I think there's some kind of special grass that you could do, and it's done. Matter of fact, I forget who said it, but I think it was Von Miller. But when soccer players come down here, they actually lay grass over turf when they play, because they refuse to play on turf. So they actually put grass over the turf. So it can be done. Now, how it's done, I'm not a grass expert. I don't know how that works, but I'm just telling you it's done. So that's one. Two, goddamn
special
these
grass,
sex bots. Huh? Special grass, baby. These sex bots that keep coming in my chat room when I go live. YouTube, stop that crap. Would you? Like, it's so annoying on Twitter, on YouTube. Like, bro, they keep coming in my chat, sending links. It's like, bro,
those Instagram bots, they came and invaded your stuff, man.
They're every, bro. They're on. I was on last night. I was on Curtis's channel doing NFL overtime, because we alternate. Because I initially thought it was just me, and boom, and Curtis. Listen, guys, Curtis put it as he thought it was somebody chatting, so he put it as on the screen, and I said, Curtis.
Oh man,
Curtis.
Don't know.
Yeah, he's like. So you would think YouTube and Twitter by now would stop that, like, from happening, but I guess they can't figure it out.
Okay, comment of the day. Comment of the
This
day.
is why Scott is the fucking man.
They're pretty good. I have a date with a Russian and a Chinese woman.
That's why Scott's the man. Oh my god, I'm in tears.
There he is. There's Scott.
Oh my god,
you know,
dude.
that's funny.
Oh man.
Oh shoot.
Fucking sex bots.
Yeah, I keep bro on Twitter. I keep
believe
getting
it.
like added friend requests by like sexy women with 2
YouTube
followers.
channels, though. YouTube comment. I've never seen it. That's crazy.
Oh, dude, yeah, bro, they're all over it. I'm like, what the frick, man? Like, I always tell the chat, yo, just report it, remove it, because I can't do anything. But yeah, man, that's a stop, bro.
All right. This was fun. Now let's partially speed through these predictions because Mr. here has a work meeting in about a half an hour. So let's try to speed through these
Let's quick, preview and prediction, quick.
Yeah.
Or actually, we'll just do prediction if you want. Go ahead.
Yeah, because as fun as this was.
Yeah.
All right. So, thankfully, we only have 3 because one of them is 2 at 1. So let's put on. I hope this is the right one from time. I have both of them here. Let's go with Curtis's. I hope this is the right one. Please let this be the right one.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Yes. Okay. So this is for the Dolphins and Jets showdown.
All right, here we go.
Jets, Dolphins. Oy vey. It's got me nervous. Worst case scenario, Jets beat the Dolphins and they're in second in the division. Given that Dolphins losing picks for Ross, they've paid up the yin yang for Hill, and they've got so many picks invested for players that are probably not going to be so hot. And you got 2, even if he comes back, coming up to his 5th-year option, at least in a year and a half now, would be utter disaster. And for me, we've got to beat the Jets. There's a lot of injuries and adversity and all this other stuff. But what we've got here at this time, with all this talent, all this 4th year of the build, we've got to beat the Jets. But it's not going to be easy. To me, I stayed there at the very beginning of the season. A lot of fans, they were very high on the receivers. They were very high on lots of skills. But I kept pointing out at the offensive line. Now, the offensive line could perform and make this next couple of weeks happen because Teddy needs a run game. He needs more protection than Tua. They're going to need to kind of limit the snaps, so they're going to have time possession. And the Jets' defense is pretty good. I think they're like 13th against the run and 16th against the pass. They've got Sauce and Reed, who makes it dangerous, and Waddle and Hill. They're not even sure if Hill's going to play tomorrow. And that offensive line with my man Tehran on a bum wheel, 2 bum wheels. That leg's still not fully back from last year. It takes 2 years to get back to like 100%. Usually like about 99. You're never 100% into that stuff, but as close to 100 as you can get. And then you add in a bum toe. Guy hasn't practiced in like 2.5 weeks. And then you got Eichenberg, the living turnstile, and Myers and Lawson and Quinn Williams. They've got some stuff that can really, really hurt you. And a few turnovers either way is going to be a problem. And then looks like Dwayne Brown's going to be playing for the Jets. So they might actually end up having the more complete offensive line. They can run. I like Michael Carter. I think Michael Carter's the best back out. He's better than Edmonds. He's better than I like Edmonds a lot, though. And Mostert, I like Mostert, but as a running back, not just a fast guy or whatever, Carter is dangerous. And they run a lot to the right. And that means Phillips, who's been struggling against the run, he's going to play a part. They've been blocking with tight ends, which is no bueno for a first-round edge player like Phillips. So there's a lot of stuff that can be tested. And then they could pass. Even with the Flacco, man, Senior Flacco, they were throwing a football. And I think that they got the 4th most yards in the NFL. Dolphins got 3rd for passing. And that says a lot. They've got some fast receivers. And they're blossoming. And then Howard, you don't know if Howard's going to play. He didn't practice all week. He's got a groin, and I think he's got some other issue on his leg. No Byron Jones. Holland at the top, which is great. Kohu is an undrafted free agent. I like him. But what is interesting for me is his late and mid-ish late clock, how he handles speed on the longer routes is a little bit of a question. And, with the receiving group that they got over there, Barrios and the rookie they picked up, I really like that kid. I've been picking some film of him up this week. Fast. And I don't know. It's going to be very, very interesting. Score. I always hate doing the score thing. Tommy, man, what do you do this to me for? The score stuff, man. It's brutal. I don't know. I think it's going to be a 4-point game or 3-point game, a 4-point game. I think someone's going to get a touchdown, a field goal, and then come and get the touchdown at the end of the game. So I'll say 17-21, and you can pick. I don't know. I'm really nervous about the Dolphins going there. They got a nice layoff. I like the layoff. My son, I said, don't come in. Goodbye. Goodbye. Anyway, rooting. I don't know now. I was about ready to make my prediction, but Tommy, my son, who doesn't listen, just decided to walk it, and I can't think of it now.
Oh my God!
It's gonna be a big game, though, man. It's Dolphins. If they don't take this game, they got Vikes who could score and run the football. And then they got Pittsburgh with Flores, who's been drawing up, how to beat this team since he got canned. And then you got Detroit in Detroit. So this is such a big and dangerous game. I got to be positive, man. I don't know if it's right or not. Dolphins. 17. 21-17. That's what I'm going to go with. I don't know. Big game.
He's a trip, man.
That was entertaining. I love that very much.
By the way, Scotty said something about the grass. So Atlanta,
yes,
Arizona, and Atlanta Dome Stadiums have natural grass. So booyah! Take that to the bank, Scotty. So I'm not smoking grass, pal. Anyways, so who's going on that game? Score prediction real quick.
So I think I'll go with the Miami Dolphins. Also, his score is very similar to mine. I had it 20-17 instead. So on the betting terms, they're a 3.5-point spread, so they won't cover it. It's tough to call. The running the football part is the part that scares me about the Dolphins. And half their receiving core is on the injury report. So it is going to be an ugly game. It's going to go under wherever the thing is. 2017 Dolphins. I'm stick with them.
All right. I'm going to go for the second week in a row with the Jets to win this game. I have the Jets winning this game 21-20. I think it's going to be one of those. I think the Jets will prevail as far as time of possession, winning the ball very well with Breece Hall and Michael Carter. Not asking Zach Wilson to do too much, and I think the defense the defense can definitely get to Teddy Bridgewater.
You can't win, man.
Offensive line is not.
They also can lay grass. You can lay grass, Scott, over
turf. By the way, offensive line is really good, so they can attack Teddy Bridgewater when they can. Very, very pesky defense the Jets have. I think they squeak it out and win 21-20, and they'll be 2nd in the division. That's insane.
If that happens, I don't want to watch this sport anymore. I'll be a full-time NBA guy if that happens. I cannot live in a world where the Jets are 2nd in the division. You cannot be serious.
They're better than us. Can't do it.
Yeah. This is tough. I always pick against the Jets. I think the Dolphins are going to pull this one out. I think it's going to be 24-20. But selfish me wants the Jets to win because I hate the Dolphins. So, but I'll pick the Dolphins because they are a better team than the Jets. Even with Teddy Bridgewater coming in, filling in for Tua. I just think they have too many weapons that the Jets are just they're going to get overwhelmed, I think, by Hill and Waddle. So I'll go with that. And I also don't trust their quarterback, Zach Wilson, at all. And Dolphins defense has been playing well. So, yeah, so I'll go 24-20, but I want the Jets to win. How about that?
I got you. Pittsburgh Steelers are visiting the Buffalo Bills. You guys are finally back at home after a pretty damn tough 2-game stretch on the road. Kenny Pickett's going to be the starting quarterback of this game. Rookie's first start against arguably the best team in the NFL. Great way to start your career, man. For my opinion, the Buffalo Bills will obviously win this game. There was no way in hell they're going to lose. It's not possible. The thing is that you guys are heavily favored a 14-point spread. And I think I have too much respect for Mike Tomlin to envision him getting blown out the water the way that you guys are supposed to do. Because to keep it real, the gap between your teams is pretty damn big. So you're supposed to win by that much, hence why the line is that way. But I'm sorry. Scott, what the are you just trolling? They're gonna win 31. How the hell they gonna score 31 points?
He's put 99-0 on my last week.
Like, what are you, bro? What are you doing? Come on.
And he's saying I'm smoking.
Come on, son. My bad. Anyway, back to the Bills game.
Scott's the man. I don't care.
That really is the
man. He is.
I don't care.
Okay. Since the Buffalo defense still have some of these injuries going on, there are a good amount of playmakers in the Pittsburgh Steelers team for me to believe that they'll put up a small, albeit no reason to be that way, but small fight on the sense that at least let's see if the rookie can look like something to give Pittsburgh Steelers fans a reason to be happy. And he, as you saw from last game, he does like to throw the ball down the field. And if a secondary don't have their crazy players, and especially if Poyer doesn't mind up playing, that will be the way to do it. So I will go with Buffalo winning this game 34-24, most of that 24 coming in garbage time. But the Buffalo Bills will not waver at all. It'll be simple. It'll be a nice little home win where they can relax, chill out, and get healthy again, getting ready for their showdown against Kansas City Chiefs next week, I believe, right? That's your game next week, right? I think
yes, week 6.
Yeah.
Yes, Chiefs, 4:00 game.
Yeah, so there you go. 34-24 Bills.
I'm gonna go with the Bills, obviously. And though I do appreciate Mike Tomlin and what he's done for this league. And
it's artificial grass. Otherwise, Sterling Shepard wouldn't be hurt. So right. Answer Scott's question. Go ahead, bro. Sorry.
Anyway, yes. I appreciate what he's done for the league, but I'm going to disagree. I think they're going to get their asses kicked. I mean,
that depends on the quarterback. Yeah, so.
I think that it's going to be too much overwhelming for Kenny Pickett, and I feel that defensive line is going to tee off on him, and it's going to be ugly. And then they'll do whatever they want to do offensively. You probably say at least 2 scores off on defense. Honestly.
Oh, sugar!
They're gonna beat the shit out of them. I'm going with Buffalo to win this game, 38-16. I'll give them 16 points, and I think that's a little bit too much.
Yeah. So 34-13 is my score. We could score more. I will say this: it's going to be a really nice day in Buffalo, from what I heard. So that's a good thing for the Buffalo Bills. We are third on offense. We're still putting up points. We are second on defense. We're first. We're first against the pass. We only allow 150 yards a game, and we've played some pretty good quarterbacks up until this point. And if you think Kenny Pickett's going to break that streak of 150 average, it's not going to happen. We also turn the ball. We get a lot of turnovers. I'm not sure what we're on there. We're third against the run, so they're not going to be running against us either. Their offensive line is, they're middle of the pack to begin with. Gabe Davis supposedly is nearing 100% now, which if he's even close to that, you're going to see him finally come back to the player that you saw week 1. The player you saw at the end of the year last year. that's a problem for Pittsburgh. So I'm going to say 34-13, and I'm being nice because I don't know if they put up 13. Their offense has been not the best, and you got a rookie quarterback playing his first full game against a crazy defense. And you guys know Frazier dials it up, and he also does a lot of different looks on defense, which confuses quarterbacks, especially rookie quarterbacks. So I don't see Kenny Pickett like just all of a sudden breaking down a Leslie Frazier defense and going wild on us. I just can't see it happening because, like I said, we've played already good quarterbacks. I mean, Stafford, for what he is, he still was week one. He still had Cooper Kupp. He still had his other receiver, the guy they just signed. I forget his name, but he has weapon. Yeah, Allen Robinson. So he's not a bad quarterback. He's a seasoned quarterback. We took care of business there. Week 2, we took care of business, right? Week 3, obviously, you guys know how that went. Week 4 against Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, who's been playing at a high level. I felt like we pretty much put him in place, especially in the second half.
150 yards. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, exactly. Ryan Tannehill, and I told a lot of people this because a lot of people were like, oh, the Titans are bad. They're bad, Ryan Tannehill, listen, he's the middle of the pack quarterback. I get it. He's not the best, but he's not the worst. And the Titans aren't as bad as they looked when we played them. We just we weren't injured at the time. We had our complete roster, and we were the better team. Tennessee's looked a lot better. Now, they're still not the greatest, but you can see them. They're scoring points now. Tannehill's doing a little better. Derrick Henry's playing better. So I don't want to hear that like we haven't played anybody or the quarterback's all been bad. Like, those are all serviceable quarterbacks. Now we're going against a rookie quarterback, Kenny Pickett. It's going to be a long day for him, man, in Buffalo. Mind you, we haven't played in Buffalo in like 2 weeks. Crowd's going to be going crazy, right? Is he going to be able to hear? You know how all that goes down. The pressure's going to be on him. Gregory Rousseau has been playing at a high level. Von Miller is going to be coming after him. Like, man, this is going to be a eye-opening experience, a rude awakening for Kenny Pickett in the NFL to go against the number one defense in football right now. He's gonna learn real quick how fast NFL defenses can play.
Yeah. Poor guy. Detroit Lions will be visiting the New England Patriots. Same record for both teams, 1-3. Bailey Zappi will be the starting quarterback. DeAndre Swift, arguably their best player, won't be playing for the Detroit Lions here. They have a lot of injuries in this game. Amon-Ra St. Brown is hobbled up, may or may not play. TJ Hawkinson, who you can arguably single-handedly was putting up points last week for them, even though I believe they lost still. That's the game that was Saturday, right? Yeah. He was the only reason why the game was even close. He is hobbled himself. And we're dealing with Jared Goff on the road, not in the dome. This will be the first game he is playing outdoors this season on about a 50 to 45 degree weather in New England. So, yeah, I am anticipating, especially since there are going to be injuries that will go in New England's favor. I will pick the New England Patriots to win this game on a fairly close one. I like maybe a 27-24 victory for the New England Patriots. The Detroit Lions offense has been rolling on all cylinders. I can't believe I said that, but they have been averaging around 35 points a game, I believe. But I believe this New England defense, especially with the guys starting to get their stride, and will limit them at least 10 points less. Their defense, however, who's allowing more than 35 points a game, the worst defense in the NFL by a quarter mile, will be the reason why the New England Patriots are able to score damn near 30 points this season for the second time, because they scored 29 against Baltimore. I believe this will be a nice methodical game. It won't be that fun to watch. I believe Harris will have his first century mark of the year, and shit, for all we know, Stevenson might have the same mark. Zappy will have a similar game to last week, only making the throws that he has to make. Not very entertaining game unless you like defense, unless you're more likely going to see a show from the Patriots bringing down that Detroit offense and bring them down the peg a little bit. 27-24 New England. I like that.
I'm picking New England to win 30-20. I do believe that, though, yes, that the Detroit Lions offense is clicking on all cylinders, but I do think New England will be able to neutralize them.
And we are talking about Garrett Goff, who helps the other team score touchdowns too. Forgot about that.
Yes.
Seattle touchdown was a pick 6.
Yes.
So he's in range for that.
I feel that they'll neutralize them. Tyquan Thornton, our rookie receiver that broke his collarbone early in the preseason, he should be back tomorrow. That has NFL debut. The speedster there,
and what a perfect game defense to come back there.
Yes. So it definitely opens the playbook. Bailey Zapp should have at least over 200 yards passing, because especially with that hard with defense, they should throw the ball. If Matt Patricia can't open the playbook with against this defense, then he just garbage. Well, he's garbage anyway.
I mean, he is garbage.
But come on, I'm picking New England to win comfortably 30-20.
It's a tough game, man. I don't know.
It is a tough game.
I'm gonna say Lions will win, and I'm gonna say it's not as high as you guys think in points, because you don't know. You only know what you know right now on Zappy, right? Like he only showed you a little bit, right? This is his first start, right? So it'll be his first. Now he's going against a bad team, but you don't know if they're going to bring the heat on him just to test him out early. And you don't know if Zappy will also have turnovers, right? So I do think your defense will bring it. So I'm going to say 20-17 Lions, because I think
if
your
we
defense
only
is good
score
enough.
17 points against this defense,
you're
gonna get a crazy show next week. I swear to God.
Yeah, I don't think you guys score more than 17, or it's going to be around there. I would be very surprised if you guys are in the 30 range, just because I don't know if you guys, you don't really know yet what you're going to get out of that quarterback, and that's a problem. He hasn't played it long enough, so I don't know how I don't know if your Belichick or your offense coordinator will do the opposite and maybe run a lot more, work the clock, and beat them on a more physical kind of game.
That's what's going to happen.
And it will be a low scoring game because of that. And I can see you guys, if you do win, it'll be because of that, controlling the clock, running the ball, making an ugly game, and a low scoring game. That's how I see it.
God, I can't take you, bro. Like
I never said grass can grow without sun. They can lay grass over turf. It happens all the time. You take the grass back up. Scott, I didn't say it can grow.
God damn it, Scott.
Oh my God. They do it all the time, bro, for soccer games. They lay it over turf. It happens all the time.
All right. I think this is a good way to end the show with more Scott Blakely humor. Okay,
Scott, man. I don't care.
Scott, me and Scott are gonna get into it one day.
Oh man. So I want to thank everyone for coming on today. Tommy, as always, you know the drill by now. Curtis, thank you very much for sending in your videos, for your inputs for the Dolphins. We appreciate it very much. It fills in a huge void that Captain D can't fill right now because of his circumstances. Hopefully, Scott, dude. Scott.
And Scott is the man. Scott,
put him up. Put him up.
He brings it every week. I love the guy, man. I love this great guy. Great guy.
Thanks for Apex, Tommy's co-host, for coming on and filling in a nice little vote in the comments too. Waiting for Scott to fill in his usual space. Thank you very much for commenting and joining the show. Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure hosting the show on the Sports Dynasty channel. It does a lot for us. Thank you very, very much. We'll be, I'm guessing, back on yours, I guess, because Captain D most likely still will be out. So we're back on some Mafia Sports Report next week. I don't gotta tell y'all to go subscribe. You already are, I'm sure. All right. So that all said, we love you guys. See you guys next week at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And we are out.